So this is a project I have been putting off but staring at for way too long. I had a kid who threw things down the stairs and busted holes in the wall. At least that has been patched. But do you know how long I've been staring at this patch? So what I want to do is do some molding. And hey Henry, are you checking on Mama's status? And I want to do something similar to the dining room. Yes, the dining room's a mess. That happens often. But these particular boards, I'm gonna do thinner boards on the up, but on the vertical, but on the horizontal, I'm gonna do the 1x6s that I just got today. I am gonna do this, but then I'm gonna bring it up another section. You can see I have to decide what to do with the baseboard. Don't judge how dirty they are. See, with this one, they've cut off this baseboard, gone to the floor, and then had to do this quarter round to fake it because the floors aren't straight. So I think what I'm gonna have to do over here is yank these out. Gosh, they're so dirty. And then cut that right there. That's the plan. Y'all, this is real life. Let's change that. Here's my Home Depot haul. I got 8-foot boards, 3 1x6s. Is it 1x6? And 3 1x4s. I feel like that's a great place to start. I do not like caulk guns, so I got this kind for the paintable caulk. There is one of my sample colors. There's the color Evergreen Fog by Sherwin-Williams. And I spent $93 at Home Depot. Let's see if I use all these pieces and if I'm gonna return anything. I went to start a trim project. I got everything from Home Depot, got some paint samples. Just gonna go get it on the wall. Went to the basement to look for a crowbar, came back upstairs, and I need some towels. Do you wanna see what I'm doing instead? I know it's been a minute since I've been here, but hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather, and this is Create Your Own Cozy. On this week's video, I am gonna show you some of the projects I've been up to the last month-ish, all starting with a sample can of paint. If you wanna see what happens when you give Heather a sample can of paint, you'll see that she needs some cabinets to go with it. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me start by saying, when we first moved into this new construction house that is it's on a hill, I got gifted basically an entire woodworking studio. A table saw, a bandsaw, a planer, a dust collection system. My uncle had it and was downsizing, and we moved it from Maryland to my parents' garage until we figured out what house we were ending up in. And so when we moved here, we had movers kind of move it to the back of the basement, and that is where it has sat. We don't have the electrical requirements. We need some 220 volt electrical in the basement. And when we did the basement, we upgraded the space for my studio, but decided because of the hill that we're on, and there's not a really good way to get furniture in and out the back door and up the hill, let's just sit for a second. And unfortunately, that stuff has sat, and we have not gotten to it. The life has taken over. I started a business, stuff like that. So when I came down here looking for the crowbar, I found a nice little water leak that had been there for a minute. I mean, it wasn't super long, but it was long enough to be like, oh, this is a wake-up call. So I started my wall project, and now I had a basement cleanup project to do too. All right, so here's the section I'm talking about. The water had spilled out all the way to here, so I'm gradually moving things out. There are boxes that were obviously, let's see how much water's in here. This is what I'm trying to move next, but you can see right back there in the corner, I don't know if it's a problem with the wall or the connection right there, but that seems to be where it's coming from. It's not active, but I am in the process. I might have busted a finger moving all these things out of the way so we can get the water cleaned up and then figure out what the heck is going on. So we got the fan down here, we got another dehumidifier, we got the water cleaned up, but it really ignited me to start working on some sections of the basement. I cleared out a path so that we could get the $350 plumber bill paid, and the main valve to the house was always set at the city level instead of for a residential house. So it would explain why some of our plumbing fixtures have like busted, because the pressure was too high. So he fixed the valve to the house, and hopefully we are good now. But it ignited, let's clean up that area. Let's also clean up the area near my chop saw and my wood stash. And that is what I will be working on next, while also doing the other project. So the inherited tools are now kind of cleaned up. There's a path where you can get to things. But now I want to go over to the woodworking world that I do use now, which was kind of a mess. I got this system from Amazon, which basically required a drill and a drill gun to install and making sure it was level. I probably could have made a rack system of my own, but this Amazon find helped me stay encouraged and make progress. So this is what my new wood area looks like, with just some racks from Amazon. I have gotten it organized and up off the floor. Obviously, I still have some stuff to work through, but now I can see what I have to work through. And here is my chop saw. This is my studio right behind it. And I moved this here so that I can have everything nice and organized. Try to have wood tools in one place. And I found this light that I can use when I'm here in my stash from my uncle. So now that I feel like the basement is a little more cleaned up, I moved back to my project upstairs. I never found that crowbar in the basement, for the record. I had to go buy something else, but I used a straight edge to pull the trim away from the wall and crowbarred it out without, I was just trying not to damage stuff. You can see that I have the samples painted on the wall, and I knew once I put the sample of paint colors on the wall, that would kind of make me keep going, because that would drive me crazy. As if the patchwork wouldn't drive me crazy, but apparently the little painted squares drove me crazy enough. So I did the first section of boards. I didn't use any glue. I just used a nail gun to get everything in place, and that just confirmed that I wanted to go up another section higher to be more of a statement. And so I matched it up and just did a little small section. I want to put a mirror right here in the middle that I got in an estate sale, and thought this was a great way to frame it in. Now I had two sample colors on the wall. One of them was dried thyme, which I already had at home for some reason, and I wanted to see if I liked it. But the one I went with was Evergreen Fog by Sherwin-Williams. And I used this entire sample can on the first coat, And I kind of did it to make, I was like, well, I need a base coat of something. Let's do the first coat and see if I like how the color feels. And then I did the caulking. I know, I don't always work. I don't know. I'm like, well, the paint will show me where it really needs to be caulked. So what I could have done is just gotten another one of these for the second coat to finish it. But I thought, I like this color so much. I know it'll only take one of these to finish the project, but why don't we just get a gallon? And that's where the other projects came from. So now I have a gallon of this beautiful color evergreen fog. What else can I do? You know what I mean? My father-in-law taught me that whenever you are filling in holes, right after you use the caulk or the filler, to use a wet rag to get a majority of the extra off and to smooth it out, which saves you on some sanding dust. I have used that a lot in my life. Thank you, best father-in-law ever. All right, so here is the final wall with this that I got from my friend Judy. She had an estate sale. I am considering doing like a little lip up here, but I just love this wall as a statement. I was wondering if this and this would drive me crazy that it's not green. I'm still willing to find something that will work better. I've seen that you can buy some wood ones and I could just paint the wood ones green, because you know I have plenty of paint. If you guys are new here, welcome to Create Your Own Cozy. I would love it if you hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let me know you are here. So just to the left of that wall I just did is the downstairs bathroom. And I have just not touched it. It has had builder grade paint, which means it has grime and fingerprints, and this drip that the professional painters left that I see every time I use this bathroom, but I don't have sandpaper in my hand. I had fun sanding that out.
Into the camera?
Look at the wall. Like you're looking at the room and telling the room to listen.
Lisa!
So it only took me about 8 of these guys from Amazon, but I got a higher height because it is a taller room. And I am still working on, I want something like vintage here. And I still want to do something here. But having this room be painted has been amazing. I'm considering doing the ceiling. I was considering doing this as well, like, so it's like a color wash of all green. I got this from Home Goods. I'm still working on finding the right hand towel, but having this in here, it's a whole mood. So I'm looking for like maybe a walnut colored. I found one on Marketplace that was $90. That was too much. It will come together when it's time. It's not time yet. I still need to steam this out because we finally decided this is the last one. But I'm really happy with the subtle vibe it gives. But guess what my kid did? I painted this and I painted this room this color. And guess what happened next? Whose idea was this, Piper?
Mine.
Where do you think you got this from?
You.
This idea to let's just start a project. So Piper asked if she could use some of the paint I had, and she painted her and Camden's bathroom this beautiful green that went with her shower curtain super well. And she did the ceiling, and I am loving the painted ceiling look. Now, this seems to have gotten me into project mode, and something else that needs to be attended to is my studio. It has become, I don't know, just not as organized as it should be. So I took some stuff I already had to try to compile things a little bit, and then I found these shelves on Marketplace, 2 for $60, and I thought at the time that was such a deal. I changed my table to go long ways in front of the window again so I'd have more walking space in my studio, but I still had my closet area that I needed to solve, but we'll get to that later. So for months now, I have been looking on Facebook Marketplace for the perfect shelves to be 122 inches or less by just a little bit. I had found anywhere from $100 to $1,000. The problem is if they were big enough and they were $1,000, I didn't have the money to get it to me because they were so huge, right? So I needed like the perfect little unicorn, and then I found it. I found this listing in Piedmont Park, which is downtown Atlanta, that had 200 inches, 10 different units of shelving units for $100. Clearly, this was just this cute little couple with twins that bought an old house downtown. The guy used to have a library. They wanted to make it into a playroom, and they just wanted someone to have it that would love it and kind of just get rid of it. Now, they didn't keep the ladder, which they said they regretted because that would have been really cool to have the ladder. But 4 of these units were 121 inches. And in my mind, I thought, like, I could go to IKEA and it'd spend $1,000 just in the base stuff to make it look like a built-in. So my idea is to build these in, frame them out, paint them, and make it look like they were always in this room as a built-in with an investment of $100. Yes, I paid $350 to have movers go pick it up from Piedmont. I drove the day before to make sure it was legit. And you know what the really cool thing is? When she gave me her phone number, like, I came in and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And she was so excited that I was so excited. And she gave me her phone number and I was like, wait, is this an Orlando number? She's like, yeah, I grew up in Oviedo. I'm like, I grew up at West Orange High School. We probably swam against each other and we were both lifeguards at Disney. Like, small world. Anyway, I digress. So the next day the movers show up, the best movers ever, show up, grab my stuff, bring it to my house, install it all the places I want. We put the 4 units up top with 121 inches with an inch of, I'm gonna do my molding, it's gonna be perfection. And then the rest of them, I have 4 units in my basement closet, and then I have 2 extra little mini units that I don't know, I might pimp out one of my closets. I don't know, I can, right? So for $450, I got 220 inches of bookshelves. I'm excited. The shelves are not movable, so it's not really cheap looking. I do need to paint it, but we'll get there when it's time for that. I cannot believe that I found these. And of course, it was like 5 days before we were going on our big sailing trip. So all this stuff is happening. Thank goodness I had my DIY videos. I had been working with Margin prior to my trip, where I had the next week's video done a week and a half early. So I had stuff ready to publish to you guys while I was getting all this stuff done in the background. It's a great feeling to be able to tackle some of these projects around the house. So now I'm going to show you what the bookcases look like in their spot. I still want to take some 2x4s and kind of prop these up so they can be drilled. I'm going to remove the baseboards, drill it into the wall, attach the bookcase to the frame and to the wall, frame it out, paint it so it's all built in, looking custom, and it goes with the house forever and ever. I've been having a little bit of fun styling it. I am not gonna lie, that has been so fun. The best part is there is great light hitting that. So when I do DIY videos for you, you better believe I will be styling it on this bookcase. It's gonna be an ever-changing art installation on my wall, and I can let some other places have a few less tchotchkes and let this be like my space. So I am so excited about this. Here are 4 of the extra shelving units down in my studio basement's closet. I'm using it to keep all of my at-home inventory, and it has been wonderful to have everything in one place and organized. Obviously, I can paint this as well, but I'm just glad to have the space used well, and to have all my inventory in one spot. Here's my studio. I also set up this shipping area right here where I print out my orders. I have all my packaging. Right around the corner is my inventory. And this is where I ship my stuff and print the shipping label. This used to be upstairs. I'm super glad it's down here now. These are the extra 2 that I could put in our closet downstairs. This is for sale on Marketplace right now. I'm trying to get all the furniture out of this room. I put this guy back. I had tried this Ethan Allen dry sink here and didn't love it, so I put this guy back. However, I'm working on this gal. If her makeover turns out the way I want it to, I might just be keeping her. All right, I know this video was a little different than usual, but I wanted to encourage you that sometimes when you feel just blocked and like you're just avoiding starting, sometimes going to Home Depot with the measurements, getting the samples, getting the molding and having it in your car forces you to get started. And look at the ripple effect of just getting started from something I was staring at. I don't even want to know how long I was staring at those little patches in the wall at the bottom of the stairs. But I'm so excited that I started the ball rolling. It definitely got me in. I can accomplish things. I can finish what I start. And you know, I am not a do one room at once and get it all done. So that bathroom, I am going to thrift for the items that will be perfect in that bathroom, and I will enjoy that process. I don't need it to be done all at once, but the hard work and the start is there, so I'm definitely motivated to keep going. Now, I am back from the most amazing sailing trip to the British Virgin Islands. Not just was the location amazing, the time with my husband was amazing, and the time with the couple that took us. All we had to do was fly there and pay for our food. They gifted us and they were generous with the trip. Oh my gosh, amazing. Now, I'm working on a video to show you the trip, but I want to do it justice. So I'm gonna tease you with a couple pictures or videos here at the end of this video, but know that I am working on something that would do the trip justice. My camera on my phone did break day 3, I believe it was. So it was God saying, pay attention. Can you look around instead of being behind the camera? So it was really good for me to slow down. And the video I just showed you was it was a lot of hustle, right? It was a lot of start one project, get another one done, right? This is how I was up until we left for our trip. And my back went out. A week after I did that bathroom, I got something out of my car, I turned sideways at the top, and my back went out. Thankfully, with an amazing chiropractic adjustment and a massage for the muscle that was spasming, my back was fine on a sailing trip. I'm so thankful that I did not suffer with back pain. But that was also a reminder that it might be time to chill a little bit, to maybe rest, stop the hurry. I will probably talk more about that in my video about the trip, It was really good to just turn my brain off, to stop managing everything. I've had trouble with re-entry because I haven't had to manage anything, and I'm kind of like on island time, and I don't hate it. Like this hustle and bustle and running around, I want to enjoy my kids this summer, and I want to encourage you to do the same. So, am I saying two different things in this video? Maybe. Do you need motivation to go buy a sample can of paint and get one project started and finished that could turn into others? Or do you need to have permission to just settle down, chill out, and enjoy some summertime and rest? I'm saying yes to both. You can have 3 weeks and a season of hustle and then have some rest. So I'd like to encourage you to do that. I just would encourage you to take care of yourself, do something that feeds your creative soul. And guys, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out over at createyourowncozy.com.